What's going on, everybody? What is happening? What is happening? Hey, listen, welcome to Dungeon Dive Live. I'm Paul. I'll be your DM for a little while and your host. And we're going to talk about all kinds of games and such. We're going to talk about my D&D. I played an adventure over on the D&D Beyond VTT for the first time. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And then I'm going to talk about some of the other games I've played over the course of the past week, and some things I learned, and some things that may be beneficial to you. That if you're a dungeon master, game master, and you're running games, and you're just wanting to, you want to hear about how other people ran their games. Well, that's what I like to do. I like to talk about the games that I've run, what I learned, mistakes made, and then try to see if I can turn my failures into something useful, right? So yeah, I'll be talking about that, and then answering questions from the chat. So if you have questions, more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So feel free to drop them in there, and then I will do my best to go for about 30 minutes. Have you seen these shows? I've been looking at these other live shows, and they usually have a great cast of characters, right? There, I mean, there's all kinds of Ye Old Geek. He has about 4, 5, 6 people on there at any given time, and I believe he's from England. I just left my friends Tim Story from Gothridge Manor and Joe the Lawyer. They go for about an hour. I'm good for about 30 minutes. I'm just flying solo, so all the energy is going to come because I'm just going to run through material. Like a lot of the things you're going to hear eventually will be videos. You can go back and watch the videos. But a lot of the energy, because I don't have somebody to play off of, well, the energy is just going to have to come from the chat. And so if you get in the chat and you ever want to, if you ever want to go live maybe, and if you're a YouTuber, if you're if you do gaming stuff here on the channel on YouTube, then maybe we need to collaborate. Maybe we need to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start jumping in. As you come in here, once again, you're welcome to go ahead and ask questions in the chat as we go along. But we're going to start off with the D&D Beyond. I ran Descent into the Caverns of Tsojcanth. So let me head over here and show you what I got here. Here we go. So I'm over here, and normally what I will do is I normally use Roll20. And in Roll20, it's far more advanced than D&D Beyond's map. Now, D&D Beyond's VTT I think is cleaner. And I think that's what Roll20 is trying to do. I think they're trying to clean up, simplify, just make it really tight in that capacity where things just move the way they're supposed to move. But I think what D&D Beyond Maps has going for it is that I think it's cleaner. There are less things to kind of be concerned about, so it's simple in that way. So I'm going to show you the adventure here. Now, if you don't want to see anything, this is your warning. If you don't want to see anything if you plan on playing the Descent into the Caverns of Tsojcanth, stop watching. Don't watch this video. But if you're gonna run it, well, then maybe this might be helpful for you if you're a DM, and so maybe you can just check it out, and I can help answer any questions about that. All right, so let's go ahead and go over to the actual map here. Now, this is my map. This is the DM map, and as you can see here, by the way, I had 4 great guys in this adventure. It was fantastic. We played Friday night, and it was probably 3.5 hour. We went 3.5 hours. It was 3 dwarves, 1 human, and they were fantastic. They just had a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool things that happened, a lot of epic moments where, and there was collaboration. There's things that happen, like people rolled ones. And if you roll ones in my game, usually bad things happen. Not like you die things, that depends, right, what you're doing. By example, one of the characters just lunged forward and missed the troll that was in there, and got his sword stuck into the rock. And later on he rolled a 20 in the same combat. Rolled the 20, he pulled it out, and the way we played that out was he pulled it out, and in one fell swoop he turns around and beheads the troll that is trying to run away. Just beheads him as he's running, and the head falls off, the body keeps going a little bit, and then just kind of falls down. And I just thought that was just fantastic. I thought that was just a ton of fun. Hopefully I'll show you guys. I'll show you. Maybe I don't know if I'll show you this now. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it up here. No, we won't do that. I guess we won't do that. Maybe, I don't know. Let me see where. Oh, I can't do it now because it's on the phone. That's okay. I'll show it to you. At another time. I don't think I have it in here, but I will show it at some point. Where Zoidberg from Futurama showed up, and that was a hoot. That was a tremendous, tremendous thing. So we are going to look at, and here's the features over here on the left hand side here. You can see there's the pan. So if I want to pan around, we can do that. Now the other thing is this: you say, Paul, did the map that you? Here's where I messed up. I messed it up because I think I invited them to my map. I've got to look at it. I've got to figure it out. I think I invited them to my Dungeon Master map. I don't think the player map doesn't have all the things. And they would joke and they would say, "Oh no, there's an L12. There's an L12 in the room. That's terrible." And so what's up, Sa? Sa's dropping in, saying hello. So we have the map here, and like I said, it's. I think I invited everybody to my map. You know what? We just played it. There's nothing you can do after that. I couldn't figure it out. I tested everything. By the way, I'm a big proponent of testing everything out, and I think that's just every DM who's running online, especially, needs to check everything. Your lighting, right? Your equipment, your microphone, all the things you should definitely check out. So be sure to check those things out, because otherwise it leads. And I did. I invited a friend of mine to come on and try this out with me. So if you can't find anybody, just go ahead and be sure to invite go through it. If you can invite somebody in, let them kind of play test it with you a little bit, and I think they will. I think they will find that. I think you'll find that will be super helpful. So you don't do things like this and invite people onto the actual Dungeon Master's map, which was fine. All the creatures were hidden, and I'll show you that in just a minute here, because you can take a token. You can take a creature here. Let me see. You take a creature. Let me move this around a little bit. So this was Zoidberg, by the way. I need to show that. I wish I could show the Zoidberg, what that actually was. But you can take that and you can hide it, so you can't see it anymore, right? Let me go ahead and just show you too. I'll show you the difference. And really, it's no difference, because once I show you the player map, so if I show you here's what that looks like. Here's the actual, what the player view of the D&D Beyond map. Much like Roll20, there's two views you can see. You can see there that there's the Zoidberg. I'll call it. It's a Chul. But if I go ahead and I just go ahead and blank that out. Let's see here. Go ahead and blank that out. Then you can see over here disappears. So they can't see that. So I'm now wondering whether or not I'm wondering whether or not this is the real map. That there's numbers on their map. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to figure that part out, but it went fine. The game went fine. The adventure I will say this. This is we only got through half, not even half. I would say maybe half of this adventure. Still, as you can see, there's a lot of map. I mean, there's a lot of map to go. And so, in 3.5 hours, I mean, and this is the lower, this is not even the full adventure. The full adventure is going to be in what is it called? The staircase, something staircase that Wizards is putting out. It's it's a collection of older, like they did with, I can't remember the names of these things. Like they did with Tales from the Yawning Portal. They put a collection of older adventures together and updated them into 5e, and Descent to the Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth, I think was just used to be called Lost Caverns of Tsojcanth. So they just added that, and this is just the lower caverns. Up here somewhere is the descent into the other caverns, which was going to take a tremendous amount of time. But down here you can see, here's what it looks like down here. As you can see, they didn't even go, this is it. This is what they covered. This is what we covered in 3.5 hours. Right? That's, that's a lot. That's a lot going on there. So, but as far as an adventure, I think the adventure is it's a dungeon crawl. You're going through, you're looking for treasure, and you're trying to beat up monsters, and you're trying to take the stuff that's left over in here, because this was Tasha's Igwil's old caverns here, and then she was Tasha, became Tasha, and then but yeah, these guys, I think it was a good time. They also critiqued the VTT. I asked them at the end of every session, we have a debrief session, and I asked them about, what did you think? And, any comments for me, any comments on the VTT? And they said, yeah, they didn't like this because a lot of them had played on Roll20 before, and they didn't like the VTT as much because one thing was, and I'll go over here. Let me go up to this and I'll show you, because over on my screen here, they did not like, because I had to do the eraser, and you can make the eraser as big as you want. As big as you want, but even in doing that, you're still, you are still trying to. Why is this not working? Oh, there we go. The eraser. I mean, there's the shapes you can do, and even if you did it that size. I guess I probably should have used a bigger size. But as you can see there, they didn't like, I liked, Roll20s, because you're choosing a section and you just do it. Whereas here you're like, they see you erasing it. And I can go back and forth. I think I can pause to where I can do the thing and then come back to it. But I didn't want to, I felt like I was wasting time. And I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, well, we're just erasing it. But once again, this is my first time doing it on this VTT. And I just think it's good. It just wasn't as intuitive for me in using Roll20. I had to just get used to it, and maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I'll get better at it as I go. I'll have to play a few more adventures on here. But other than that, the adventure itself was good. The players were great. The VTT itself is fine. It's going to get better. They're going to add probably some more bells and whistles, things like that. But overall, had a great time. I may run this again, and we'll see. We'll see. I may run it here. I may not. And I wish I could show you. Let me see if I show you one other thing. The thing about the map that was interesting, and I don't know if it's still up here or not. But as you can see here, and I reported this, why nobody listened to me though, and I'll just show you here. There's 2 L19s, and I put it in the comments on the, in D&D Beyond, in the message boards there. But you can see right here, there's an L19, and There's an L19. I was like, well, it's kind of a faux pas there, guys. You know, I don't know why they. I don't know why. I don't know why they just didn't fix that. But anyway, we never got up there, so that really doesn't matter, and that it doesn't matter to them. So, but it's a little weird that you say, look, and by the way, in the it's fine in the actual adventure. It's in the adventure page, there's L20 and L18 and L19, which is what it's supposed to be, but it's not there on the actual VTT map. So you know what? Maybe I was the only one that saw it. Maybe I was the only one that cared, and they were like, "Nah, we don't care. We don't care what you're doing over there." All right. So if you have any questions about D&D Beyond's VTT, that's my experience with it. It wasn't terrible. Mostly user error on my part. But I can tell you that the players did not like that as much. So that was the adventure I ran on Friday, and that is the VTT map, and it was fine. So let's go ahead and move over to last Friday, a week from this past Friday. This is my weekly Friday game, which one of my guys just has to cancel for this Friday. So I may run a game this Friday. Be looking in the links there, guys, because I may be posting there if you want to play. If you want to play on a Friday night, I may be running games there. So we'll see. But this is Esper Genesis. I did a whole video on that, and you can check it out. You can see it's got the space aliens on there. It's about DMs being afraid maybe to run sci-fi because maybe they're so focused on fantasy that running science fiction, like me, my experience was that I felt really kind of dumb. like I don't understand scientific stuff. Like I understand it. I'm like, but I don't know if I was very good at describing it. And I think it just got down to where I just had to do it because that's what my friends wanted to play. So I had to figure it out, and over time we got practice. Now, what made this game very special was the fact that the daughter of one of our players, my friend had been asking his daughter to play. And she, and by the way, there's a little hand tool right there. She played a character named Astra 7. And she's right there. And tell you what, for her first time playing a role-playing game, she was tremendous. And I want to say she's in late middle school, early high school. And let me tell you what, and she was the only young lady amongst us. She crushed it, I think. I think she did a tremendous job. And I think for a lot of the us old guys around the table, I think they thought it was funny. I think they were like, wow, there we go. That's some energy. We got some energy at this table. And I love it. I love the fact because that's what I play a lot of D&D, run games for teenagers, learn to plays, things like that. And the thing I love about it is unpredictable. It's just unpredictable. They're going to say anything they want. They're going to run around the thing. She had run outside for some reason. She says, yeah, I'm going to take one of these bikes and go roaming around the neighborhood, like out in the desert on this planet. I'm like, okay, you're going to do that? Okay. And there's they missed a whole scenario where there were creatures. They were going to walk. They were going to park their spaceship, their spacecraft somewhere and walk up to the hangar where they had to go. That didn't happen. So, but those monsters were still floating around out there, and there was gonna be an incident, and she was gonna find out really fast that things happen quickly in these games, which is cool. So once again, I'm not adversarial. I just think, listen, if she was gonna be out there, the creatures were already out there. It was just gonna happen. She would have been. It would have been baptism by fire very quickly. She would have said, "What's happening? What are you doing to me? Why am I being attacked by these things?" And so we're on this level right now. This is like the last or next to last adventure in the series, and I think we've played for almost 2 years. We're coming up on 2 years, I think, where we've been playing Esper Genesis 5e. And once again, I like the game. The maps, as you can see, they're okay. They got better, I think, a little bit over time. But overall, the mechanics are solid. The books are great. I think I still have... I got a book here I can show you, just to kind of give you a little view there. Okay. There's the book. There are 3 books in the set. And I'm going to put, by the way, if you're interested in Esper Genesis 5e at all, if you want to do sci-fi, I will put some links down in the show notes. In fact, I don't know if I can drop it in the chat. Let's see how good I am, how I can maneuver this. And I think this is a bundle that if you like sci-fi or you want to try sci-fi and you want to keep it 5e because you are you understand 5e, the mechanics wise. Let's see if we can do this. Look at that, me posting links. How about that? I don't think I've ever put, not that I don't know if I didn't know how to do it. I was just like, I'm so busy talking, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting more comfortable with doing multiple things, I think, talking and doing things. And I don't mind pausing. I don't mind, doing what I have to do because I'm here for you guys. I'm here because you guys want to, maybe you want to learn something, you want to ask questions, and that's what the chat is for. So if you would like to ask questions, if you want to know anything about anything I'm talking about, whether it's D&D Beyond, whether it's Esper Genesis 5e, Dungeon Master questions, any of those things, put them in the chat because I am cruising along. Like I said, some of these guys I have seen up to 3 hours where people are just talking. That is not me. That is not me. I'm good for 30 to 45 minutes by myself, and I'm good for probably an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes with somebody else to play off of. But all the energy is going to come from chat. So that's just letting you know. That's how it's going to go. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead, and that is Esper Genesis 5e. And then I want to show you, and I think I'm going to go, let's see what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to go back to, well, maybe not. I think I'll just jump out of this. I'll get out of Roll20. I'll get out of Descent to the Lost Caverns. Get out of that. Simplify things. And then I want to show you this past Saturday. So this past Saturday, I did a Learn to Play. And I think I'm going to go back to full screen here because let's see here. Here we go. Go back to full screen because I got some pictures I'm going to show you. But I also have some things right over here that I want to show you that I use in my games and stuff. So if you are interested in, like I said, any of the things I'm talking about, feel free to ask questions and so forth. Okay, so I did a Learn to Play, and I do a Learn to Play once a month. And it's sign up. It's at my local game store, and I had a tremendous game. I had 2 couples, and they were learning. I asked them, I said, "What did you want to learn?" One had never played before. I said, "It's great. Never played before." And these are, I would say, older couples in the sense that they were probably, one couple is probably late 20s, maybe. And then the other couple is probably early 40s, maybe, something like that. But I love that. And I love having adults around the table, by the way, because a lot of teenagers will come in for Learn to Plays, and they are wild. They can be wild with their stuff, like just ideas, and I'm having to I'm trying to keep up. So sometimes it's nice to have adults around the table because you can at least feel like you can connect with them, and they're not going to start wrestling. It's happened. They're not going to start wrestling with each other. They're not going to throw things. They're going to be fairly normal people. And so let me go ahead and show you. Let's see, the folks that came in. Let's see if I can show you just some of the table. There's our table there. And with them, let me back up here. I will tell you that I did the adventures I like to use for Learn to Play I love to use Mike Shea's Fantastic Lairs. These are, to me, some of the best. Not simple. I don't want to say simple. They are very clear. They're very straightforward. And the adventures in here, I think, are a lot of fun. And you know what? I always put a little spin on it because sometimes, you get bored running the same game over and over. And I don't know if I've run the game the same way. I don't think I've run the same game twice, really, because I've wanted to switch it up. And so, for me, Fantastic Lairs. In fact, I'm going to drop something. If you're interested in Fantastic Lairs, and you want to support the channel, these links, by the way, I am a Drive-Thru-RPG affiliate, and you are welcome to check that out. All right. And there's the link to Fantastic Lairs. You can check that out for yourself. Once again, there are 20. I want to say there's 20. 20 up here. It goes through level. Yeah, it goes up to 20th level. So I think there's 20 adventures that you can choose from. Low level, a couple of first levels, a couple of second levels, a third level, fourth level, fifth level, and so forth. And I like them. I like Mike's writing style. I like his creativity. I like his choices he makes in there. And so, once again, if you're looking for something fun like that, we did the. I just have a single page here. The Caves of the Cockatrice. And who doesn't like? And I always like to refer to these as bat chickens. So when I tell them it's a bat crossed with a chicken, that causes concern. They're like, "What? It's a what?" And I go, "Yeah, it's a bat chicken." And these little things here like to paralyze you. I make it to where they turn you to stone. And I think that's what they do anyway. They turn you to stone. But yeah, let me just show you just a few pictures from that little outing there. There's them getting into the forest, into the dark forest, and having to face some spiders. That was a lot of fun. One of our the young ladies in one of the couples played a dragonborn, and the thing that she did that was so funny is that she took out a rope. She took out her 50 feet of rope. No kidding. She took out her 50 feet and she made everybody hold on to that rope. Okay. And that was a lot of fun because she says, "Look, everybody's got to hold on to the rope now. We're not getting lost. We're not getting lost in this forest." And that's exactly what she did. And all the characters said, "Yes, ma'am. That's what we're doing. We're going to do that." And I thought that was a lot of fun because something new. And she was, I think maybe this might. I don't know if it was her first time playing a Dragonborn character, but man, she was blowing fire everywhere. I got to use my my little circle that I have that does the measurements, which is always good because a lot of times I will forget about those things. And so, I have this tool here that I want to use, and I don't get to use it, but that's okay. Here's another picture. They're in the caverns there, and the whole goal was that they were supposed to rescue a lord and get him back before election day. And he had this love interest, and he was trying to get something magical or something to win her love. And anyway, turned out pretty good. And this is my setup. There's some cavern stuff that I made. And then let's move over to here. Move back here. And here's the Fey. There's a Fey doorway in there. So if they wanted to go through, and I think this is important. I'll do a whole video probably on this, on transitioning your adventures, like turning your one-shots into campaigns. Because this Fey door here could, go anywhere. It could be, could go to the Witchlight adventure. You can go to any adventure that happens in the Fey. And so, having that in mind, that if they decided, like at the end, I said, hey, she invites you to come in if you want to help her, defeat the Dark King. And so they didn't. But she says, I'll be back to find you. If you want to find me, I will find you. And so that could lead to more gameplay, more game time. If you can set up the next adventure where you don't have to figure something out, you can just say, okay, that's, it will naturally transition, that you already have these set up. And to where you don't have to like create something new. You already know where that's going. It's like if they go through that Fey door, they're going to Witchlight, or they're going to some other place that has several adventures within that is focused on the Fey. Let me show you another picture here. Here's the fine people right here that played. They were awesome. Great people. And something I didn't show you, well, I'll show you two things. Some of the things that I gave them, once again, I'll probably do a whole video on this, on tokens and things to give people. I know I did a whole thing on maps recently. Some of you saw that. And I gave them the map, and I took it, and if you can see it, the edges, all I did was copy it on some parchment paper, and then all I did is take scissors and just cut around it to where it just looks like an old map. And I put it in black and white, and gave them this map and said, let me know where you want to go next, because that hopefully brings people, that's my thought process, is bringing people back to the table. That's the whole thing. And doing that as a professional dungeon master, that's what you want to do. You want to bring them back to the table because they're going to spend their money somewhere. I would like them to spend it with me. So the better I can create, and not just a game and run a game, the more I can offer an experience, and that's what I want to do. The other thing I gave them, and I've changed this up a little bit, is I've given them a little, what I call Passport to Adventure, and I've already changed it to a player's guide, because I wanted to do it a player's guide. And the player's guide has a bunch of things, and I may run through. If you're interested in this, be sure to leave me comments down below that you would like me to do videos on what's in the Passport guide, what's in the player's handbook, what would you give to new people that are new to D&D, that kind of thing. The other thing I did was for the one lady that was there who had never played before, I did a certificate. And these certificates, this may look familiar to some of you, because these were Quester certificates that I do for schools, for students that play in an adventure, those kind of things. But this here, I gave that to her, and boy, her eyes lit up. She really thought it was cool. I had her fill it out with her character's name, and then I just signed DM Paul on it. And the thing I love about this is that, you know what, as you get older, you don't get as many rewards. Nobody is affirming you per se. Nobody's, when you're young, you want to give them attaboys, you want to do things. But it's something like you took a chance and you said, I'm going to come learn this game, D&D. And boy, she learned it, man. She was really smart. She was a teacher. She was like adjusting, asking questions. And I think she did a fantastic job. And so giving her this to take home as a little token and say, hey, here you go. I think she appreciated it. Like I said, as you get older, sometimes you don't get as much accolades per se. Like you have to work 30 years before you get the, whatever, Teacher of the Year. I mean, I guess you can get that your first year, but you know what I'm saying. Normally you don't get as many. The other thing, and I'll show you this, for when I run digital games, when I run online games, I created this for my players. I gave them a little digital certificate that says, hey, look, for surviving descent into the lost caverns of Tsojcanth. It's got the date, it's got the character's name on there, and I just thought that was a lot of fun just to give them that. And I told them, go ahead and post it. Feel free to post it, share your experience, and maybe, maybe somebody will find that and go, hey, where did you get that from? And they'll say, well, this guy Paul, he ran a D&D game, and he was pretty good. At least, the reviews, I will say, were very good. They were very generous in their review of me, so blessings on them. Yeah, so those are all the things I think I had to show you. I wanted to show you the Zoidberg, but I couldn't. I don't know if I uploaded that or I put that there and I just lost it. I don't know what I did with it. I did something. Oh, I don't have that there now, so maybe I can move this around. Maybe it's just sitting there. Maybe it's just kind of sitting around on my desktop. And if it is, I will show you the Zoidberg. But it's somewhere. Somewhere. Is it on this side of the desktop? How did I not do that? It's somewhere though. Anywho, those are the things I was going to talk about. And if you watch this later, be sure to go ahead and click like and subscribe. Ask questions if you want. And coming up on the channel, I can tell you this. I'm going to do something on factions because I really think factions are cool. I think it's cool for characters to belong to them. And I also think I'm going to talk about sandboxes. I'm going to talk about how to prepare yourself to run sandboxes to where it's less stress on you and you just have some things prepared already. Okay. And the last thing I'll show you is, I'll go back to my screen here because I'll just show you very quickly my screen here where this is my page over on Start Playing. And you can see those are my things here. You can see the generous reviews that I got right here. And then, let's see if I can expand that a little bit. Yeah, so I have a game coming up this Thursday, if anybody's interested. I call it Lairs Day, where I'm running Lairs, and I'm going to do Nature's Rage, which is in the fantastic, Mike Sly's Fantastic Lairs. So I'll be running that if you're interested over on Roll20. And I'll put a link. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and grab the link right here, and I'll drop that in the chat as well. And then I'll put it in the description. All the links, by the way, will be in the description. Let me go over here. Will be in the description. So let me put this over here for you, for those that may be seeing it. All right. And that's how you can get to there. And all my links to all the stuff that I talked about tonight will be down in the doobly-doo down there. So, but that's my page there over on Start Playing. You can go ahead and book a game if you want to book a group, a birthday party, if you want to learn to play, if you want something very specific, say, hey, look, I really want to play Curse of Strahd or something like that. Well, then I want to help you do that. So, all right, let me go back over here now and get back to that. And I think that is it. I think I have shared all the things. I think coming up next month, I'm working on my next month calendar, so I'll let you know what that is. I know that I'm going to run Ghosts of Saltmarsh, I believe, for my game store. And I've got some people already excited about that. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part. Those that had a chance to drop by, and those who are watching in the future, thank you for being here and watching. And be sure to go ahead and click the thumbs up button. Let me know you like the video. Ask questions below in the chat. Any of those things. And if you're not a subscriber, well, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll get notified when I go live again. So with the Dungeon Live, that's what I'm going to do here, this Dungeon Dive Live. And it may not always be on Monday nights. It will be on nights that I can do it. That's one reason why the chat helped me change the name, because I think I called it Monday Night Mayhem or something like that. But with Dungeon Dive, I can do that anytime, not just on Mondays. So, but anywho, what's up there, Roll for Tarako? That's okay, buddy. No worries. You can go back and watch that. That's fine. I'm gonna try to, like I said, do this as often as when I accumulate 2 or 3 games, I'll go live and I'll have a lot to talk about, and we'll go from there. But that's okay. You can go back and watch it there. And by the way, if you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe to Roll for Tarako. He has some great videos over there where he shows you all kinds of cool stuff. So be sure to go ahead and do that. I must watch from the beginning. I understand. Roll for Tarako. Hope I did that justice. But that's how the videos start. And I always and if I'm honest, I tend to say it along with it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, but that's it for tonight, guys. Like I said, I can only go. I'm not these guys that can go like 4 hours and do live videos for 4 hours. That's like crazy. I don't want to do that. So 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm coming up on 45 minutes. So that's my That's my top end, I think, for tonight. And but anywho, thank you, Roll for Tarako. I appreciate that. All right, but that is it for tonight. I'll let you guys go, and you guys have a great rest of the week. And once again, if you have comments or anything like that, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the bell notification, and that way you know when I go live, all the things. Thank you guys so much. This has been Dungeon Dive Live, and I've been your DM, Paul, and I'll see you in the next one.